So, good evening. Thank you for a beautiful day. Thank you for joining us for today's training. We are on the 18th or the 19th of the training. We were supposed to have a training yesterday, but we were on a journey, so we couldn't make except to rebroadcast. But today we are going to continue from where we stopped, and I want to appreciate your commitment and your dedication to seeing to it that we we finish this training. And for those of you that are also registering for our new training that we advertise, we appreciate you. It shows that you want to learn, you want to know. Because one thing that has to do with knowing is that you do. When you know, you do. When you don't know, you don't do anything. Do you understand? So I want to appreciate all of you for your commitment and dedication for this training. And today, we are going to continue from module 6 and unit 3. That's what we're going to look at. Module 6, unit 3 is what we're going to look at because we have covered unit 1, unit 2, so we're going to look at unit 3. So when I'm done, maybe with today's class, I'll share the updated manual to you because already we finished a week. Normally we are sharing the manual after each week. The manual was supposed to share today morning, but because we did not do the training yesterday, I couldn't share it. But tonight, after this training, I will share the updated one so that you have the manual that contains module 1 to 6, so that you begin to make your preparation very well. So thank you very much, Mr. Paul. Thank you, Simeon. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, George. Thank you, Matthew. Okay, I have double Matthew here. Monigo. Thank you, Ayodele. Thank you for all of you that have joined so far, and those that will join us later. I want to appreciate all of you. Thank you, Okwara. Amen. Thank you all for joining. It has been a wonderful time. Thank you, Odikbo. These are consistent participants, and I want to appreciate you for your time. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for your dedication to learn and to know and to do. I appreciate all of you. So, my name is Tauli Joshua, and we are going to be having a great time today. Just remember to share with someone. Let them also get to know what is going on here and them to be part of it. And like we say, the new training, try as much as possible, the one we have announced, to share the link for people to register. This one, you must register. If you do not register, we will not allow you to write the exams. So only those who registered will sit for the exams. So if you are interested also to register so that they can be part of the training. So thank you very much for taking time to be part of today's training as well. So now let's proceed to the today's training. We are looking at through emotional intelligence. We have talked about even building teams via emotional intelligence. How do you build a dynamic teams that is emotionally intelligent? We have discussed that. And today I want us to look at how you can develop leaders through emotional intelligence. How do you develop leaders through emotional intelligence? So this is what we're looking at today. So leadership development through emotional intelligence focuses on enhancing leaders' abilities to recognize, understand, and manage their own emotions as well as the emotions of others. Do you understand? The essence of developing leaders in emotional intelligence is for them to be able to understand themselves first, and then understand and manage the emotions of others as well. They understand and manage their own emotions, make effort to understand and manage the emotions of others. In that way, they are able to be holistic leaders. Do you understand? Because one, they know themselves, they know others that they are leading. So that is what makes them a leader. Leadership is not just by sitting in the office and then you are. Well, there are places like you can see people who are not productive, but they're leaders, and then things like that. So, but the essence of the today's training is how can we, you know, develop leaders through emotional intelligence. So we have various approaches that we'll be considering in our discussion today that will make leadership development, through emotional intelligence a complete one. So let's look at implementing emotional intelligence training programs for leadership development. Implementing emotional intelligence training programs for what? Leadership development. So we have been on a 1 month journey on emotional intelligence training. You can decide to just pick one component of among all the components that we have discussed. Maybe each month you organize a training on a particular component and then see how leaders or your employees or your team are responding to it for 1 month. Maybe you can take self-awareness. Then next month you take self-regulations. Do you understand? Then the other one you take social skills. The other one you take conflict resolutions. Do you understand? So once you are able to take all of these components, the other one you take empathy. Do you understand? So you can start to maybe organize this to weekly or monthly for your team. Do you understand? And they become emotionally intelligent team, either team members or as leaders tomorrow. So let's look at what you are going to do when it comes to implementing emotional intelligence, all right, training programs for leadership development. What are the several ways or approaches you are going to consider to do this? One is, first and foremost, assess needs and objectives. It is better you define or identify the needs why you must conduct emotional intelligence training programs for whoever you are preparing for leaders or for those that are aspiring to become leaders in your organization. Do you understand? So, how do you go about doing it? First and foremost, you identify the needs. All right, assess the needs. Is there any need for us to organize this training? Are the people we are preparing them for leadership actually possess the emotional intelligence skills? If they do not have, then there's a need for us to train them. Or they may be good on self-awareness, but self-regulation zero, or they may have self-awareness, self-regulation, but they don't have empathy. Do you understand? So you discover that, okay, they don't need training on self-awareness, they don't need training on self-regulation, but they need training on empathy, or they need training on conflict resolution. Do you understand? So first and foremost, what you are expected to do is to identify the need. Once you identify the need, and how do you identify the need? All right, we say you should evaluate the current emotional intelligence levels of your leaders. All right. So, and what are the tools that are going to help you to identify this need easily to carry out this evaluation? We talk about emotional quotient inventory, or the 360-degree feedbacks. I hope you are not forgetting it. We discussed it here before. All right. So we say you should use assessment tools like the emotional quotient inventory or the 360-degree feedbacks, all right, to gauge current emotional intelligence level amongst your leaders. Do you understand? So you have to find out at what level are they. And like I have said, you may decide to evaluate each component of the emotional intelligence and determine whether your leaders have sufficient skills in these components or not. It may be on empathy. How skillful are they to deploy their empathic skills to manage their team? As a leader, you have to find out. Do you understand? So another thing you need to do is to know, after, apart from identifying the needs, you have to also set the objectives. What is the objective? What's the objective of organizing emotional intelligence training program for leaders? What are you trying to achieve? What is your objective? Do you understand? What's the aim of doing this? All right. So you defined specific objectives, all right, for the training, such as improving team collaboration. That's what you want to achieve. Improving what? Team collaboration. Or you may be looking at enhancing conflict resolution. You want to enhance the conflict resolution skills of your leaders. Do you understand? Maybe that's what you want to achieve. Or you want to look at, all right, increasing employees' engagement, because you discover that the employees are so disengaged and unmotivated. So you want to see how the employees are more and more engaged. So that's why you have to organize this training for your leaders so that they can influence their employees' engagement. So organizing this training, you will set objectives for you for what you want the program to achieve for you. What do you want to realize in this training? Do you understand? So for us, this training, we provide it because we want you to have knowledge of the training so that it can help you to live a better life for yourself and for whatever you want to do in all your endeavors. Do you understand? Yes. Like as an institution now, we are also confronting certain challenges, but we are not bothered. We are not even a bit bothered, because we know that the challenge can be addressed. So we are not under any form of pressure at all. Do you understand? So that's what emotional intelligence helps you to do. There may be things that you should be anxious. There are things that may put you under certain pressures, but you are not bothered. Do you understand? That's what it means. Emotional intelligence. Because you know that you are going to still deal with the situation. Do you understand? So that's what it means. So you define the goal. You identify the needs, you set the objectives. Do you understand? Once you identify the goal, you set the objectives of what you want to achieve. Then after that, you design the program. You design the program. Do you understand? You identify that your leaders lack in lack empathy skills, right? Or they lack conflict resolution skills. And then now you set your objectives. After you set the objectives, what do? You design the program. You design the training program, right? So you develop a curriculum for the training, right? You create a curriculum that covers key emotional intelligence components such as maybe self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. Any of those components can be included in the training program, or all of them can be included. Depends on the needs that you have identified for the training. That is it. And the goal of what you want to achieve with the training. Do you understand? So after designing a program, you also you do what? You tailor the content. You tailor the content to fit your objectives. Tailor the content to fit and that will help you to achieve the objective you have set for the training. All right, customize content to address the unique challenges and the culture of the organization. So you don't just develop the curriculum, you developed a curriculum that is helping you to address the need that you have identified and also to achieve the goal you want to achieve. So that's the reason why you have to tailor a content. Now, for instance, this training, we are not going to give you an exhaustive, information that you need to know about emotional intelligence. But at the level of what program we want to achieve is more than enough of what you need. Maybe when you, for instance, now you decide to register for the professional postgraduate diploma we used to give, or the advanced course of the program, we can still take you from module 8 to module 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, as the case may be. Do you understand? So that you have more information and more advanced training. That's what it means. Because more things will come in as we look into more modules of the training. Do you understand? So, but as for the professional diploma, we feel that the content we are giving you is more than enough for you to function perfectly wherever you find yourself. Do you understand? So that's what it means. So customize content to address the unique needs. At least you are no longer ignorant when somebody talk about emotional intelligence. This is the basic training. Do you understand? So you are no longer ignorant about emotional intelligence. When somebody talk about emotional intelligence, you can be able to say a lot of things. You can be able to, you yourself, be able to manage yourself and do a lot of things with the skills and the knowledge you acquired here today. So after you have designed a program, what next do you do? Select the training methods. What training methods are you going to use to deliver the program you have designed, the training program you have designed? You can decide to organize workshops and seminars. Do you understand? Workshops and what? Seminars, interactive sessions that combine theory with practical exercise. Do you understand? You can decide to organize that. And two, you can decide to also look at coaching and mentoring. All right. You pair leaders with coaches to provide personalized feedback and support for them. Do you understand? So once you are able to pay them, maybe the people you consider way experienced with the lesser ones, you pair them with the way experienced ones, and then they coach them into, becoming professionals in the area you want them to. And then you look at role playing and simulations. You can also use role playing and simulations where people can participate in real life scenarios to practice emotional intelligence skills in a safe environment. That's why we have been inviting you people to join the Peace Clinic. For those of you that we are not able to feature you, but you were scheduled, we are very sorry because of the induction events. It has affected the schedules, but we hope to reschedule you so that you can be able to speak and say what you have to say. These are, opportunities and role playing that we're talking about. When you have opportunity to interact, people ask you questions and all of that, it helps you to grow your skills and all of that, and even your emotional intelligence grows. When one of the people that were asking questions, do you understand? And the panelists were responding to the question. And so we're able to widen our knowledge and horizon so far as the matter of the topic we're discussing were concerned. So we are going to look at another steps or strategy or approach that you're going to incorporate it in, organizing emotional intelligence training program for leadership development. We talk about selecting the training methods. We say you can use seminars, or you can use coaching or mentoring or role playing. Do you understand? Or simulations. These are the methods you can use to deliver your training, right? The next thing that we're going to look at is incorporating what experiential learning. Experiential what learning. It's very important. Group activities. You create groups activities in such a way that they can come together, collaborate, to do things, attend to tasks together. All right. Facilitate team building exercise that promote understanding and collaboration. That's what it means. So once you create group activities, they come together and then attend to tasks together, and then it helps to improve their skills. Then we look at case studies. All right. Analyze real-world examples of effective and ineffective leaders or leadership behaviors. So what are those leadership behaviors that you can consider as being effective? And what are those leadership behaviors that you can consider as being ineffective? You have to consider all of this, and then you are good to go. So once they are able to see, all right, once they're, okay, the ability of the leader to respond promptly, and the ones that doesn't respond promptly, you understand? It's also the case. But another thing is that responding promptly depends on situations and what it requires. Do you understand? So, and then how you respond also matters, because you respond promptly, but you respond wrongly, it will scatter the whole thing, the whole situation. But you respond uh, after thought, you can still be able to meet the expectations of the people you are trying to communicate with. So that's what we're talking about here. So let's look at another one, which is utilize technology. All right. You utilize technology to be able to achieve what you want as well. All right. Utilize technology, e-learning modules, develop online courses for flexibility and accessibility. Yes, that's what we're doing here. If we say all of you should come to Abuja for this training, how many of you will participate? Very few. Do you understand? For a physical training, but because it's online training, a lot of you are connecting from Port Harcourt, from Lagos, from Abuja here, from Kano. We have people from Kenya, from other African countries like Botswana, Malawi connecting. Do you understand? Several of them connecting. So that is the essence of using technology. We are using technology here to connect with you. You understand? To speak with you. I'm speaking with you, you are seeing me, we are interacting. You also are commenting and we are interacting. So that's what's technology helping you to do. So develop online program. Some of them can be self-study, do you understand? You may not have somebody to discuss it with you like this, but they are for self-study. Just get the soft. So you just enter the website and then begin to access materials there and study there. So it's sometimes you don't take time so kind of study, but they are available, so you can make use of the materials there and then you study and understand what you need to understand. Although some of the times you need someone to explain certain things to you, right? So, but that's what it means. So we have, well, as for our own, we are interacting with you so that you can interact with you. You can ask questions real time and we can also answer them real time as much as we can. Do you understand? So we think this is better. Nothing could have stopped us from designing such and then putting it on our website for you to access. We want to have an interaction. Let's have a conversation. Let's have an interaction. Ask you a question real time and let us respond to it. Do you understand? So that's what it means. So utilize technology, e-learning modules, all right? Mobile apps can also help in this situation if you can able to develop such. You understand? So facilitate continuous learning. That's another strategy or approach. Facilitate what? Continuous learning. You don't learn today and then you stop. Continuous learning. So for us in the field of conflict management or field of conflict resolution, continuous learning is the key because we learn every day. We learn because we are dealing with people's behavior. We are dealing with reasons, factors that induce or influence conflicts. So these are things that happen on a daily basis and they happen differently. Because we say that conflicts comes from different sources. They are we say they are one of the characteristics of conflict. We say they are what? They are multi-dimensional. That is, they are not unidimensional. Do you understand? They are multi-dimensional. That is, they come from different and multiple sources. So that is why, as somebody who have interest in the field of conflictology, then you must be learning continuously. It's not a learning of today and then you stop. So for those of you that want to learn, you will learn because the people that are going to teach are going to be available. Like me now, I'm available to offer knowledge. And some of you are already appreciating what we are doing. So we are motivated to do more. Do you understand? We are motivated to do more. As me, I'm not seeing people joining. I would have said, well, they are not interested. So me too, I'll forget it. But so far as People, one person is joining, we are good to go. Do you understand? So that's what it means. So facilitate continuous learning, follow up sessions, all right? Organize regular workshops or checks in to reinforce skills and share experiences. Do you understand? So peer learning groups, create small groups for ongoing discussion and support. We schedule you for peace clinic. Some of you have to create a WhatsApp group for 4 of you to have a meeting and discuss the topic that was assigned to you. That's what it means. Create such. Do you understand? So that people can also come together and learn like that. By discussing certain topics, discussing certain issues, you get to know more. Because you too, you are involved in participating and contributing to making that conversation to be meaningful. So that is what it means. So continuous learning. Continuous learning is very, very key. Peer learning groups, right? Create small groups for ongoing discussion and support. Create small groups for ongoing discussion and support. It's very, very important as well. Create small groups for ongoing discussion and support. Very important. Then another thing you're going to do is you're going to measure the impact of the training. How impactful is the training? How impactful is the training? So if we want to measure the impact of this training, we can still do. By and large, if we feature you in a peace clinic, you come to discuss, we will still understand how we will understand the impact of the training on you, and at the same time, look at the deficiencies when it comes to responding to issues. Do you understand? So major impact is very important. Feedback mechanisms. So implement pre and post training evaluations to assess changes in emotional intelligence competencies. Do you understand? So maybe for instance now, the things that you didn't know before joining this training, if assuming I ask you some kind of, we have a kind of pre-training objectives. Like for instance, now we ask you a question when you come to participate in the training. I will ask you, do you have knowledge of emotional intelligence? What do you understand about this? What do you understand about this? Maybe you don't know what is 360-degree feedback. You don't know what is empathy, or you don't know how what is self-awareness or self-regulation. Maybe we'll ask you these kind of questions. So after that, after the training, maybe you don't know it. So after the training now, we still ask you those questions again, so that we can ascertain what you have learned. Do you understand? So maybe we will now be able to know that yes, you have learned something. Maybe you'll be able to respond and answer those questions because you have learned something. So this is what we're talking about. So pre and post training evaluation is very important, especially when you're organizing training for your team. First and foremost, you have to know what they have known. That's what we call those that professional teachers, you know what we call the previous knowledge, right? So previous knowledge helps you to know what your learners have known previously concerning the subject matter, whether they have known something about it or not at all. You ask them questions so that you know. Do you understand? So that gives you the opportunity to know their level. And after your training with them, you still ask them questions to evaluate again to know what they have added to what they have known before. Do you understand? So it's like that. So pre and post training evaluation is key. So performance metrics, all right. Track relevant performance indicators like employee satisfaction and team productivity. Employees' satisfaction and team productivity to gauge long-term impact. So for us, if we see the society becoming so peaceful, then we'll begin to count it that yes, the training is working. all right? Or you yourself have been able to succeed in your organization and do things differently from the way you used to do. We can feel, even if we are not aware of the impact, you yourself, you feel the impact and it changes in you. So for us, it is working. Do you understand? So foster a supportive culture. Leadership buys in, all right? Leadership buy-in is very important. Ensure that senior leaders endorse and participate in the program to empathize or to emphasize its importance. That's what I'm saying. So, for instance, now maybe you want to go organize training for your team members in your organization, and maybe there's a senior manager that needs to implement to approve of it or to support or to endorse it. Do you understand? So you go and take such kind of permission. After the permission is granted, you can endorse. You can go on with the training. They can also participate, even if they are not coming to learn anything. They can come to be around and witness how the training is going, and by their presence alone, it speaks volumes. Do you understand? So that those that are learning can all be proud to learn because they feel that if the senior managers are here, then who am I? This training is very important. Do you understand? Or maybe the opening ceremony, you invite them to be there to speak and emphasize the importance of training and things like that. Maybe the group manager may come. They are all of the directors. Do you understand? They'll come just to emphasize how important is the training. So that's what you should do. And then we look about integration into organizational practice. Let it become a culture. Let it become a part and parcel of the organization. Do you understand? Let it become a part and parcel of the organization that hence or things should work like this. All right. So incorporate emotional intelligence into recruitment, performance reviews, and succession planning. Do you understand? Succession planning, that is somebody that is going to take over another, should be also someone that can fit in that position. Do you understand? So you prepare people to take over. Do you understand? When necessary. So you have to integrate it into the organizational practice. It's going to help you. Then let's look at, okay, iterate and improve. Iterate and improve. All right. So gather feedbacks. So regular is receipt forward feedback from participant to refine the program. So you want to hear from the participant. How do you look at the training? That's why we ask you people to do video. We want you to do a video to tell us about the training, what you learn, how is the training, and also how you are going to use the knowledge you have acquired. We want to know. It's a feedback for us to tell us that you have learned something. By the time you do the video, already I've started receiving videos already. So you do your own too. It's kind of a testimony. Do you understand? We want to know what you learned from the training and how you are going and talk about the training. Tell us what you have learned, and then how you're going to apply the knowledge that you have acquired and the skills you have acquired in the training. That's what we want to see from you, right? So, and like I said, we also have a form. After this training, you are going to fill a form for us. You understand? You fill a form. This one is for the sake of our accreditation, all right? Because if it's your response will determine whether we get accreditation, our accreditation renew or not, because we are accredited by the American Council of Training and Development. Do you understand? Acted. So your evaluation of the program or what you have learned, the program and all of that, your response, I don't know the questions are there. When I send to you, you see it yourself. So your responses determine whether they renew our accreditations or not. So we'll send it to you. And we are not influencing you what you say. Say what is in your mind or what you have seen concerning the training and what you have learned. Do you understand? That is what it is. So stay current. Keep the training updated with the latest research and best practices in emotional intelligence. Right? Keep the training updated with the latest research and best practices in emotional intelligence. So, as new assessment tools emerged, you are incorporating them. Do you understand? So you are just researching about emotional intelligence to get more information, right? Like you can see the training. There's the video I sent to you. Some of you watched or most of you watched the video, and you attest to what uh, was explained there. Do you understand? So these are some of the things you look at. Those so many things, and then when you add them to the training, they make more meaning and more impact. So these are the approaches you are going to use when it comes to, implementing emotional intelligence training programs for leadership development. Do you understand? So let's look at coaching and mentoring leaders to enhance their emotional intelligence competencies. Let's look at what coaching and mentoring leaders to enhance their emotional intelligence competencies. All right. What does it take to coach and mentor leaders to enhance and promote their emotional intelligence competencies? They need emotional intelligence abilities, capabilities. Do you understand? So what does it take? How do you go about doing it? This is what we're going to look at here. All right. So let's look at self-awareness. Let's look at self-awareness, right? Self-awareness. So what do you do here? Coaching techniques. What is the coaching techniques here? Reflective journaling. Reflective what? Journaling. Journaling. Do you understand? That is, you jot, you take note, you record, you write down your experiences, your responses, do you understand? So, for example, a coach encourage a leader to keep a journal documenting their emotional responses during key meetings. By reflecting on these their decisions. Do you understand? So when you encourage leaders to take note and how they responded. Also, they note down what they said during the meeting. This was my response in this kind of scenario. Do you understand? So after they finish, they went and sit and reflect on what they have jotted down. That's what we call it, a reflective what? Journaling. Do you understand? They go and sat down. It's like when you go to training, you take note. Lectures, you enter lecture, you take note. After that, you go and look at your notes. Do you understand? For instance, and then it gives you an opportunity to even do correction, because maybe when you were taking the note, you were taking it so fast, omission and mistakes here and there. But when you go and look at it, it gives you opportunity to do some correction and then maybe rewrite the note, or do you understand? So it's the same thing applies here. It's you, as you respond, you got to know that, okay, this is how I responded, and this is how I ought to have responded. Do you understand? You begin to correct yourselves. This was my response, but this is how I should have responded, if at all. Oh, wow, this was the best response in this kind of situation. Do you understand? So, but it's only when you are able to jot that you can be able to reflect. Because if you do not jot anything, you respond. By the time you go home, even the response you gave self, you may not be able to recall it very well. Do you understand? So that's why you have to jot down your responses in the meeting. It's very important, most especially corporate meetings. Then talk about self-reflection. Self-reflection. What is the technique here? Or what is the approach? We are going to use a mentoring approach. Mentoring what approach? Like, we talk about self-awareness, talk about the coaching techniques, all right? Here, when talking about reflection, or rather self-reflection, what regulation, rather self-regulation, we are using what? Mentoring approach. And what is that? Mindfulness training. Mindfulness training. All right. For example, a mentor introduces a leader to mindful or the mindfulness practices, like such as mediating or breathing exercise. Do you understand? To help them manage stress and remain calm during challenges or challenging situations. So this is what it means. What approach in this regard. So you introduce a leader to meditation and breathing exercises that will help them to be able to do well. So this practice helps the leader pause before reacting, so enhancing their ability to regulate their emotions. Right? Because you have to breathe. There's an issue, a challenging issue, but what are you doing? You're not rushing to respond. You have to take your time, swallow your saliva, breathe. All right? Think before you respond. Not reacting. When you sometimes you don't even listen first. Somebody is still speaking, and then you begin to react already. And wait, let me. No, you don't have to stop anybody. Listen first. And after somebody might have finished speaking, you don't rush into commenting. Take your time. Maybe 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 50 seconds, just to breathe, take a swallow, saliva, give a thought before you respond. Do you understand? You will be able to respond more coordinated, more coherent than if you react immediately. That's it. Motivation, coaching, and mentoring leaders. When it comes to motivation, what approach or techniques are you going to use? You're going to use coaching techniques. You're going to use what? Coaching techniques. And what is the coaching techniques here? Goal setting. Goal setting. Goal setting. All right. So, example, a coach works with a leader to set personal and professional goals that aligns with their what values and aspirations by focusing on intrinsic what motivation. We'll talk about intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. I hope you are not forgetting the types of motivation we'll talk about. So we say that the intrinsic are the motivational influences that arise from within, and then we'll talk about the external factors that also influence your decision making or your motivations. Do you understand? So the leaders becomes more engaged and passionate about their work, inspiring others to do the same. Do you understand? So that's what it means. So coaching techniques, set goals, set your personal goals, your professional goals that align with your principles and values and your work ethics. Do you understand? And then you proceed with it like that. So we'll talk about empathy. Empathy, mentoring approach. When it comes to empathy, you are going to look at mentoring approach. Right? What are the mentoring approach here? You're going to use active listening exercise. Active what? Listening exercise. Because the only thing that will make you to show empathy is when you listen. When you do not listen to someone, you may not be able to. That is why road safety and police are not good example in this case. They don't listen at all. You want to explain something, they say no, they don't want to listen. They say you should even keep quiet. Anything you say here may be, used against you in the court of law. So you have the privilege to remain silent. For anything you say here will be used against you in the court of law. So you keep quiet. You understand? You don't have any. So if you don't have the opportunity to explain, or what we call fair hearing, nobody listen to you, then how can someone show empathy, even in the situation whereby you need one? Even if you commit offense, at least you have the opportunity. In the code, they call it fair hearing, okay? They give you opportunity to express yourself. But when you express yourself, someone must listen. All right? Someone must listen to you and try to connect with you on what you are saying. So a mentor conducts role-playing scenarios where the leaders practice active listening skills. For instance, during a feedback session, the mentor encourages the leader to summarize the speaker's points before responding, all right? Fostering a deeper understanding of team members' perspectives. Some of you used to paraphrase what I'm saying here. It shows that you have good listening skills. Do you understand? It shows that you have good listening skills. That's why you're paraphrasing. And some of you do paraphrase exactly what I said. Some of you paraphrase and then add whatever you want to add. Or some of you make the point based on what you understand. Do you understand? So, but it shows that you have good listening skills. That's what it means. Anybody that is distracted here cannot be able to make comment. Some of you don't make comment just once. You make comment consistently. Like you make comment repeatedly, showing, demonstrating what you are learning. Do you understand what you want? Because you are listening. So you make comment consistently to show what you understand or what you heard. Do you understand? To demonstrate what you've heard. So that's what it means. But anybody that is distracted cannot be able to make such consistent comments. Do you understand? That's what it means. So for those of you that used to make comment in the session consistently, like paraphrasing what I'm saying, what you are telling yourself and me is that you have good listening skills. And that's the one criteria for empathy. Once you have good listening skills, you can go places. You will not even land yourself into trouble. You will not also take wrong decisions because you are taking decisions based on what you hear. That's you are taking informed decision. Do you understand? So you will not take wrong decisions. Are we together? So social skills. When it comes to mentoring, coaching and mentoring leaders, you have to look at another aspect, which is the social skills. So what is the techniques here? We're going to use the coaching word techniques. And what is the techniques here? Conflict resolution role playing. Conflict resolution role playing. All right. Let me say this before I'll give you the example I want to give you. Conflict resolution role playing. All right. Now, a coach simulates conflict resolution situations or conflict situation, for instance. All right. A coach simulates conflict situation, allowing the leader to practice negotiation and communication skills. All right. So after the role play, the coach provides feedback on the leader's ability to empathize and communicate effectively. So helping them refine their approaches to real life conflicts. So we were discussing a topic in our panel discussions during our induction in Port Harcourt. And the discussion was focusing on the political internal crisis, political parties' internal crisis. Do you understand? We were looking at a section of constitutions that give party men the privilege to create crisis in their parties so that they can just move from there. They call it the camp or cross carpeting or whatever. And then they cross over to another party and they still maintain their seat, they still maintain their position. And so we're discussing the constitution, and then some people say that's not the problem. The problem is not the constitution, the problem is the players. But I told them that, you see, when it comes to conflict resolution, do you understand? You have to look at the root cause of the conflict. You don't just look at the conflict at the surface, you go down deep and look at the root cause. So in this scenario, that section of the constitution is the root cause of party crisis. Because once somebody's interest is threatened in a particular party, because like in our system here, politicians are not joining political parties not because of any form of ideology. They join because of their selfish interest. Do you understand? So once their interest is threatened and they know that they cannot leave the party when the party is peaceful, they create crisis. They may not be directly involved, but they sponsor it and allow people to advance it, and then they use that and write on it and they camp and say, quote the constitution, that is because the party had crisis. If we like take the matter to court will still declare them, give them justice. Why? Because there was crisis in the party. And if we check very well, they were the one that created the crisis. Why? Because they want to get out of that party. Because their interest there is no longer accommodated. Do you understand? So if you look at this, it's not the players that's the problem. It's that section of the constitution that gives people the gateway to cause this internal political crisis. So every season you see them jumping and cross-carpeting on PDP. Some are even in PDP and APC. We don't even know where they are. They are not animals. They are not birds. They are just bats. But I'm not talking about Tinubu. So that you will not come and miss. It's not bat. It's not Bola Ahmed Tinubu. No. I'm talking about bat, animal. It's not animal. It's not even a bird. It's just in the middle. Do you understand? So this is their status now. They are not APC, they are not PDP, but they have part of APC one side, part of APC one side. That's what. And so if you look at even the manifestos of these political parties, you discover that it's copy here small, copy here small, copy there small, come and paste. So they don't have manifestos. They don't have ideologies. So people dangle into it and check out anytime they want to check out. Do you understand? So it's causing conflict, political instability. Do you understand? So that's what it means. So we wanted to discuss to know how we can deal with this particular section of the Constitution. We are trusting God to have a senator in Abuja induction. And so we can see how we can discuss with the senator to see if that's the senator comes. We can discuss and see how that section of the Constitution will be attended to, so that it will reduce internal political crisis. It's very, very important. If we are able to achieve that, then we will have a better political system in our country, because that's where the problem started. So, coaching techniques, conflict resolution, role playing, allow people, you create a simulations whereby people now deal with the issues. Deal with the issues. Discuss it, and then maybe it can be a kind of facilitation, mediation. Do you understand? and then how they discuss it. And you, as a coach, you sit and you watch and then observe, and then you make your own observations based on what you said. This it was because I was moderating the conversation, and people make this statement that I have to make an elaborate explanation for them to know what is this all about. Do you understand? So that's what it means. So as a coach, you sit and make observations, and then you are able to correct and direct. So feedback and support. So mentoring approach. So 360-degree feedback is what you're going to use. So a mentor encourages the leader to seek feedback from peers and subordinates about their emotional intelligence. So now you allow your subordinates and your followers to assess your level of emotional intelligence, right? The mentor helps the leader analyze this feedback and develop a plan for improvement, fostering a culture of open communication and growth. Do you understand? So that's what it means. So you allow your subordinates to. Sometimes as leaders, we feel that we know everything, and we feel that we are blaming. We are blameless. Do you understand? But we don't know that we are so. Sometimes we are not what we think. Only if we allow people to evaluate us. So allow people to evaluate your emotional intelligence and your level of emotional intelligence so that they can be able to help you to improve in the areas you are not doing well. And the only way you can be able to do that is to use the 360-degree, because that is what it stands for. You intentionally allow your genius to evaluate you. Do you understand? It's important. It helps you as a leader to adjust yourself. Continuous learning, coaching techniques, all right? Ongoing development plans, all right? A coach collaborates with a leader to create an individualized development plan that includes emotional intelligence training, strategies, all right? And resources, books, and courses. Do you understand? They schedule regular checks in to discuss progress and adjust the plan as needed. So we have our own plan. Every month we're going to give you a free training. Every month. Next year we are starting from January to December. This year we started last month. We are doing this one. The last month was just 7 days. This one is 1 month. Next month is 1 month. Next month is another month, and like that. So we have several topics. If you cover all of them, you have become an embodiment of peace ambassador. Okay, so you can use it, the knowledge as well, and then you allow others that are coming behind you to also join and learn the knowledge. So by the time we are able to reach out to 1 billion